Good evening. Any program you write and using any language, data is there, operations are performed on the data, and you get some kind of output. So it is that is not just limited to the console applications what we write, but web applications everywhere. After all, it is data manipulation and output. So same phase is there everywhere. You take the website, you consider any software, you consider any app. So that is the three parts journey: data, process, output. That's it. So as far as data is concerned, we should know where that is stored. And we started our discussion along with first of all basic data types. Then we discuss about a range of various data types, keywords, modifiers, and then as far as this topic is concerned, I told you that variable 2 has got dimensions. One is the time dimension, another is the scope dimension. Time dimension means for how long that variable exists in the program. That is, for how long the variable is alive when program is execute. Program is under execution. So that is the time dimension, and another dimension is the scope dimension. I told you the region in the program. If you write the program on the paper and draw the circle, okay, then that defines the scope of that variable. So that is the scope dimension of any variable. We discussed that variable can be a local variable or a global variable. Hmm? Local variable is a variable which is declared inside a function. So be it a main function or any user defined function or a library function. Library function, after all, it is like our own function, but these are predefined functions provided by the compiler. Since our work is reduced, our work is becomes easy. That's why library functions are there. And I have told you that why Python and Java are popular only because their library is huge. Otherwise, basic structure of language is somewhat same. Sometimes I feel basic structure of C is more than basic structure of Python or Java or C++. Basic structure is, um, I mean, comparatively, what I feel is of C because you need to communicate along with the memory. The way we interact along with the memory or machine directly, that doesn't exist in Java or Python. But see, we interact along with the memory. We always talk about the address. We always talk about uh, data segment. We always um, um, try to store address of one variable into another variable. We always talk about pointers, and that is the power of C language. We were here, if I'm not wrong, local variable. So local variable has got auto, static, and register. Okay. Three modifiers are there. Not modifier. Um, we can say basically storage class. We can say we can define that, right? So auto is a default word, default storage class of any way. Note that we are discussing about storage classes for the local category, right? And when I mean by local category, auto, static, register, these will be keywords which are going to be used for variables declared inside a function. So auto variable, the initial value is garbage. Okay. Scope, the region in which it is declared. The life till the program goes outside the closing brace, and storage obviously on the stack, right? I was talking on the register, and I think I discussed about static variable. No, static variable I didn't discuss, right? So I will copy this program. Even though I removed this at auto keyword, still it is auto variable because it is by default. Register is defined like this. Register, suppose I declare variable as a reg. So its request to the compiler to store. So as I told you, instead of declaring this variable as a register, let's declare this as a register. Right? So now this I is a I, the variable I might be given space in a CPU register. We do not know. We cannot come to know. Mhm. So program runs as usual. As usual, right? The third category is register we have seen. Initial value, that is a garbage. Scope, same like auto variable. Life, till the control remains within that function. As soon as control goes outside that function, then variable is destroyed. And storage in the CPU registers, right? If the third static is the keyword, initial value, static variables are initialized to 0, right? We are talking about static variable having local category, right? Life, life till the uh, program finishes, that is the life. Scope is limited to the function in which it is declared, all right? But life till the program is finished. And storage is in the uh, static or global area, right? Which is at the bottom lowest part of that data segment, uh, which is visible on your screen, right? This is the some modified version of the program. So what I have done, I declare two variables. This is a auto variable, one counter variable, one static variable, one pointer variable. In the pointer variable, I have stored the address of x, right? I can declare one more variable as ptr1 is equal to ampersand y, right? Okay. The address of ptr1 is ptr1, right? So let's explore this. So what is the pattern? Is there any pattern in this? Address of x is 6487580. Address of I, again it is a local variable. It is just behind that, 4 bytes behind that, right? Address of y, what is y? Static variable. Just imagine, just see here, the 4223026, right? This is the 648. So anybody can know think that this is the lowest portion of the data segment, right? Lower portion of the data segment. Hmm? Address of PTR. So 6487568. So pointer is again on the stack, and pointer to static variable is also on the stack, right? So I just wanted to what I explained. Hmm? So static memory area is completely different. Otherwise, this memory would have been somewhere no near to this 648, somewhere near to this. But this clearly indicates that this is completely separate block, right? Now, suppose I'd make right. So if I run this code now, see here, this is to be learned from the variable. When first time control goes inside, since static variable is initialized to 0, it contains 0, right? The value of I becomes 1 here. Huh? And the problem is that we have not initialized that. The variable has to be initialized, right? Static variable need not be initialized, right? So value of G is always 0, where value of I is, earlier value of I is there, right? Now you will say that I have initialized 0 to J, okay? But the peculiarity of static variable is that even though initialized to suppose 0, even though, okay, the value persists between different function calls. Okay, earlier value uh, is there, is there, since variable is not destroyed. So even though I have initialized the static variable I to 0, you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here you will get 0, 0, 0. Got that? So that is the basic difference between an auto variable and static variable. That is something about static variable. Next, global variable. Huh? Okay, so one should not declare global variables. Rather, one should avoid, right? As far as global variable is concerned, there is again two versions of that. One is the static and another is the external. So we will directly um, see that. What is the scope of a global variable? Scope of a global, first of all, step by step. First, initial value. Global variables are initialized to 0, like static variables. Second thing, global variables have got uh, memory on the static or global area. So, like static variable, global variables will be placed in that bottom portion of the data segment. Okay, separate area. Scope. Scope is the global variable has got file scope, right? Not function scope. All rest of the variables have got function scope. Like even static variable declared inside a function, it has got life is throughout the program, but scope is limited to the function in which it is declared. Hmm? But global variables have got the file scope. So this X and Y will be available to all functions in the program. Suppose there is one function called suppose um, interchange. Okay, suppose some function is there, some function, right? And I call here some function, right? Printf if I call x is equal to percent d, y is equal to percent d, and I read x comma y, right? And inside this I write x is equal to 5, y is equal to 10, right? If I run this code, I store 100 and 500. See these values. Absolute no control over the variable. I mean, the contents of global variables can be changed and may be changed in the program. And when the program is large, you will not be able to trace out where the value of variable is getting changed, because not necessary that programmer should change that. Many times we write we do not change when the value of that variable is getting changed, right? So that is dangerous. So global variables should not be used, or rather should be avoided, because so there is nothing remains in the program. You don't need to, I mean, you can change the contents of variables, okay, without using pointer here. No pointer, nothing, no variables you need to send. So prima facie, this is the best storage class for a student if he doesn't want to declare formal actual variables, send for, I mean, declare formal variables, no, and there is no need to send the address collecting a pointer variable. Nothing is there. Function doesn't need to return any value. So lot of pros are there. Lot of advantages are there. The one big advantage is that you don't have at all control over that. It is like जैसे कि रास्ते पे कुछ भी एक रहता है, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, इट इज लाइक पब्लिक प्लेस एंड प्राइवेट प्लेस। पब्लिक प्लेस में कौन क्या करता है किसी का ऊपर कुछ कंट्रोल नहीं रहता, राइट? प्राइवेट प्लेस हमारे घर में जो रहता है वी टेक केयर ऑफ दैट प्लेस, ओके। ये पब्लिक में रहता है, पता नहीं उसका क्या हो जाएगा। किसी की ट्रेन ले लो, पब्लिक है, कुछ भी करो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? ठीक है, दैट इज एटलीस्ट इन इंडिया, कैसे भी इस्तेमाल करो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? सो दिस ग्लोबल वेरिएबल इज लाइक ए पब्लिक, you don't have control, and that is very dangerous, right? Now if I try to check the address of that, somewhere I will write here printf um, address of x is percent u slash n address of x. I will not print address of x as well as y, but for one reason I will declare one here as static int p, and I will print here printf address of percent u slash n So, right. So we will declare. I have declared one static variable whose address I am printing inside main function, and in some function I am trying to print the address of. Okay, let's print the address of y as well. All these are global variables. So let's see whether they are near to each other or in the same same what you can say range or hmm, let's observe that how does the compiler behave and what rules the language has set, whether compiler is following that. That is also important, right? I will declare store some values 50 and 100. Right, so before interchange it is 50 100, that is changed. Address of x is 422, address of y is 422, and see here address of p is 422. So address of p is a static variable. So this indicates that all these lies in same range, same block, we can say same block of memory at the bottom of the data segment. At least that much we can conclude, right? Okay, some distance is there. This is 68, 72. So these are near to each other. And address of P is somewhere around 50 bytes away from that. But the region is same. It is not like 6, 8 and 6, 9 kind of that. Okay, starting with 6, 8, where the auto variables were used to that. Okay, so these are in the same block, right? So we can conclude that. Huh? Now, this is as far as global variable is concerned. But I told you there are two classes of that global variable. One is the static and another is the external. Right? I will write a separate program for that. Demo of global static external. Both these are keywords. Right? Both these are keywords. So suppose I don't know whether I will be able to explain or rather this is the right moment to explain you uh, global version of static keyword. Extern, let's see whether I can write some small example to explain the intricacies of extern keyword. Hmm, I need to include some files. I will declare some variable index equal to 5. Just let me play along with this. Huh? Once it is successful, I will explain you. Just concentrate on what I am writing or why I am writing like this. Let me first of all compile this. What is the problem here? Semicolon. Okay. This is an interesting application, right? It is small, but to understand concepts is very important. Hmm? Now observe the output. X is 5, right? This when statement number 12 in front of your screen. Statement number 12 it is executed. X is 5, right? Now statement number 14. Now how does why P is printed? Because initially the compiler sees that whether P is available at the function scope. Okay, which is function scope? This, because this printf is written inside main function. So first of all, compiler see whether P is available at the function scope, whether this scope, right? If that P is declared inside function as a variable, where suppose there is a int P, then that value will be accessed. That value will be accessed, right? If you want to see, if I write here int P, right? Then if I run this, compile this code again, see here, this P is the local variable, right? Not a local, basically, is it? Yeah. First of all, see, basically it is not one, it's basically a garbage, right? Give some values, 500, 5,000, right? So observe this. This x is equal to 5 is a local variable, p is equal to 500. So global version of p is ignored, but this is the global version of p inside this function, right? So that's why it prints 101 because global version of p contains p as 100, right? So this is a global p, global p, right? And this is a local p because preference is given to the local p, right? Now suppose such a variable doesn't exist here. Huh? Obviously this will be a global p. So when I run this code, what happens? X is equal to 5, p is equal to 100. Which 100? This. At line number 7, there is a 100. So at line number 14, 100 is printed. This p is equal to 101 when function is called. So line number 24, that is incremented. And then okay, some function we are not yet called. And then printf line number 18, the same value is printed 101 because global value is incremented here. Okay, let me call the function some function, right? So that 20 is printed here, right? This is output when line number 31 is executed. Now I have told you that this p is a global variable, right? P is a global variable and that is accessible to all functions because global variables are accessible to all functions in the file. Now the big question is whether this num can be accessed because num is a global variable. So I should be, if I write num is equal to percent d, uh, and I write num because it is a global variable, right? But compiler gives you an error, though it is a global variable, though it has got a file scope, because num is a global variable, so num has got a file scope. So num should be able, I mean, main function should be able to, must rather be able to access that variable, right? It is not auto variable or a static local variable. It is a global variable. So main function should have access to that. But the problem is that this function is declared after definition of this function, right? And that's why this is not able to access that. So in such scenario, because when you write the program, it may happen. Not necessarily that all variables you will declare at the top. Not necessary. So in that case, you can write a statement like extern print num, right? So if you compile this program, you won't get any error and you will get out. So this is now this is a global. This is printed inside main. This is printed inside some function. If you want to see, right? So in main function num is 20. This is accessible. Can you see? It is accessible, right? So this is basically many times they ask you, and students do not know this. Sometimes some books explain that, or videos explain those videos on the YouTube and all this. The student do not understand what they mean, what they talk about, what they write about. So what is this? This is basically, so when they ask you, they write, what is the difference between declaration of a variable and definition of a variable? This is the declaration of variable, right? And this is the definition of variable. Now, as far as rest of the variables are concerned, this is declaration as well as definition, right? Not only because initialized, right? Even though you are written like this, the declaration of variable and definition of a variable, right? But in a true sense, this is the declaration of a variable, and this is the definition of a variable. Now the question is whether memory is allocated at this statement or this statement. That is a big question. Students do not know this. Student, I mean, computer engineers do not know this. See, memory is not allocated at this statement. This is just intimation to the compiler. You are telling the compiler, I'm going to declare this variable somewhere in the program, not now. So don't allocate memory here. Okay. So memory will be allocated at the time of definition of variable. Is that clear? Right? Now let me try about the static here. Let me check. Yes. This is the static version of, that means this is the global version of static modifier, global version of static storage class, global version. I'm talking about global version. So uh, suppose you have declared some variable. Try to understand this. If you have declared a variable at the global way, look, see, Dennis Ritchie was really great person only because he has thought about all possible combinations and permutations and combinations. He has thought about all small requirements and no possibilities that may crop up while developing an application by a programmer, by a developer, by a team of developers. So he has made this provision as well. Like previous all provisions, he has made, he has given the static, global static version, right? So if you declare a variable like this, right? He has made the extern keyword, he has made available as the extern. So you just uh, declare that variable, okay, as a extern, so that it will be available, right, to functions below that, hmm, till the definition comes. Now, suppose it may happen that program is going to uh, declare a global programmer is going to declare a global variable, but it doesn't want to give to access to some functions. Some functions means this is not a single file program. It may happen that multiple programmers are working on a single project. Okay, so somebody is writing uh, functions in that file, and that file will be included in the one the file in which main is written. Okay, so that another file, suppose A is, but the file A which has got main function, file B is there which has got some function, file C has got some functions, right? File D has got, programmer A is writing file A, programmer B is writing file B, programmer C is writing file C. Suppose programmer B has has written some functions. You have to imagine everything. Programmer B has written some functions inside file B. Now, if programmer A in his functions wants to access to variables declared by a programmer B in the B file. So what he can do, he just will write extern and name of that variable. So that variable declared, global variable declared by a programmer B in the B file B will be accessible to that file, right? So what is the, how it can be defined? Extern keyword helps you to extend the scope of a global variable. I will repeat. Extern variable helps you to extend the scope of a global variable. Isn't it extended? See, what is the scope of this global variable now? This much, right? But when you write the extern, now the this is extended. The scope is extended from this line to this line. Isn't it extended? Yes, it is extended. So external variable extends the scope of a global variable. Now, Dennis Ritchie, let's talk about the programmer C, and he is writing a file C. He is going to declare some variables, global variables, but he doesn't want to give access to other programmers for accessing global variables declared by programmer C in file C. So what he will do? He will declare global variables, but attach the keyword as static. So once he attach this keyword static, even by writing extend keyword, you cannot access those global variables. So that's what I done here. So if I attach the keyword static, compiler issued a mistake, right? You got the error, right? Let's see what is the type of the error. Okay, a lot of errors are there. It will just not declare. That's it, right? So it doesn't allow you. So you got, I think you got what I mean. Right? So I have covered all aspects of storage classes. Some of these you may not hear, you might not have heard. Some of these might not be executed by writing a program. You will write some, you will read some theory, or you may get that, but in bits and pieces. Okay, not in one two session. But I have tried to cover all everything by taking small examples and simple programs. Okay, or rather we can say meaningless programs, right? So I will share all these 5 programs along with